What is going on? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Getting started just a little bit early with you guys over on YouTube and inside of chat. So what's up? Good morning. I thought we'd take the next, 5-10 minutes before we really dive into what's moving and answer some questions for you guys. So what up? What up? What's going on? Good morning, Matt. Did I reach my goal yesterday? No. No, what was my goal? 2K? No, I think my goal end of the week was 5K. Yeah, my goal for the end of the week's 5K. I locked in. I'll go ahead and pull it up real quick. So yesterday I locked in 981.26 on the day. So locked in 981.26. That's taking me up pretty close to 3K on the month. 2 days to go. Another $1,000 day today, $1,000 tomorrow, or if I just crush it at 2K today, not even trade Fridays. I'm not a huge fan of trading Fridays. That would get me to my $5,000 goal. Right now, I'm not a huge fan of the market though. Right now, I'm 3 trades on the day, 1 green, 2 red. I was here off the higher low. Off NMRD, looking for that third touch break, right? We had the volume, we had the decreasing volume, everything looked good for that setup, and I got stopped out from 155 on that candle there. Slap blah. So that was that. What else did I take? I took ALF, and I got prematurely stopped out here. So I was actually long off the downtrend break, right? So we had the downtrend break. I was actually long right here off that strong doji. Above the 90 EMA, above the downtrend. We started to kind of get this curl. We closed below VWAP. I wasn't crazy because we were back below VWAP. So I went ahead and cut that for $81 just to watch it 3 minutes later run right past all my targets. That would have been my one and done trade on the day. So prematurely, I was stopped out there. And then MITO for like $50. MITO really didn't do too much. I was taking this one for the break of the downtrend as well. I sold at like 194, 195. I made a whopping $50. So right now, I'm not crazy about the market today, guys. It's not as juicy, right? It's not as hot as it's been the last few days. So right now, the only thing that I could see coming on up could possibly be ALF, right? We put in a low right there off of like 507. What do we know about the downtrends, right? I like to really find those higher lows into the fourth touch of a downtrend. I teach this to the team. I'll go ahead and give you guys a quick little rundown on what I'm talking about is when we have an established downtrend, right? The point which we connected is going to be considered point 1, right? So that's point 1. Here we have point 2. Right here, we just hit point 3. So what I like to see is the stock's obviously bouncing, tagging the trend line, moving lower. Bouncing, tagging the trend line, moving lower. I like to see a double bottom or a slightly higher low, something like this. See some buying volume move into the fourth point. I like to take these for those downtrend breaks because they do provide some really nice breakouts to the upside. So that's kind of what I'd be looking at here over on ALF. See if we kind of get this kind of setup for that fourth point break of the downtrend. Maybe get a nice little trade here coming on up. So I'm going to be watching this over the next couple minutes. We only have 5 tickers to really dive into today. So it won't really be a too long of a commentary session this morning for pre-market because, again, there's just not a lot going on. Really, it's going to be this evening. We have a lot of highly anticipated earnings tonight after the bell. So if we go look at earnings, what do we got today? So earnings today, what I'm really looking for, this is the week that I've really wanted for earnings. So what I'm really looking at is, again, we're looking at Square, Roku, Peloton, AMC, Cloudflare, Beyond Meat, GoPro, Datadog, Dropbox. All of these are super highly anticipated earnings, and they're all dropping tonight after the bell. So I'm really excited about tonight for earnings, and I'm really excited about DraftKings and NKLA for tomorrow over for some earnings. So with that being said, again, we'll get going here about like 9:10 and just kind of break down these 5 tickers, what we have going on. Do you use candlestick patterns for extra confirmation of the trade? Absolutely, 100% of the time. 10000. Yeah, like 1000% of the time, I am definitely using candlestick patterns for extra confirmation on my trades. Yesterday's lesson was a really good lesson on how to trade breakouts. So we actually did a live lesson in chat like we do every single day with the team. Yesterday was on how to properly trade breakouts, and then we actually had a few really clean setups yesterday. One was on was it RHE? I know some of the team was making some killer money on the breakout trade, which was right here. So we did a lesson on how to trade breakouts. We had our confirmation, making entries around 20. It squeezed all the way to 27. So not only do we live trade, commentate, we provide lessons, and then we can actually take those lessons, take that knowledge, take that education, and apply it right away in the market. And we actually had one beautiful setup based on our lesson that we did that provided over $7 of reward. So it was definitely a fun day yesterday in chat. Where am I at right now? ALF. Let's go back to ALF so I can manage this bad boy. So I am long off the break of the downtrend. We have strong volume. I like that. So I'm actually okay with holding this back up towards around those highs. So right now I'm long at 528. And honestly, this one has some nice momentum and consistency. So we get some nice volume, healthy pullback. Nice volume, healthy pullback. Right here, that confirmation over the downtrend, back above the UEP, back above the 9 EMA. That big volume bar here, that really helps solidify. All right, we should see this back to the upside. So I'm actually going to hold this one and still place my stops 20 cents away where I initially had them when I took this entry. So my stops are underneath this low of 507. I want to see this get some action back up, possibly even over $6 here on ALF. My sound's low today. Turn up that volume, baby. I'll increase it just a little bit on my end, and I'll get it into the yellow. I'm going to yell a couple times. Okay, cool. So I just want to make sure they don't peek into the red to where it like cracks your speakers. So I tweaked it a little bit. I turned it up about 10 decibels. So if that's any better, good stuff. Hey man, I trade everything. Any opportunity that I see, right? If there's hypothetically 100 unique strategies and approaches to the market, I know 100 of them and I can trade 100 of them and I can educate you on 100 of them. So, I mean, I'll trade anything that I see that has great opportunity, low risk, high reward. So, yeah. Do I trade both the trend and the pullbacks? Dude, I will trade anything that I'm confident with, anything that provides good risk reward. I'll trade anything. You know, market's hot, I'll trade breakouts. Market's not hot, I'll wait for a breakout. I'll trade the pullback, right? Long, big, aggressive moves to the upside. I'll throw a 5-minute candle chart up. Look to see if we get a 5-minute reversal strategy. Any types of patterns, right? Scalping, you know, high frequency scalping, large size, quick in and out positions, right? I mean, anything that I see that presents an opportunity, I'm in. I'm making some money, guys. I love the stock market. Market's been pretty easy the last couple days to trade in, right? Currently up $3,000. All right, so I mean $600 on Monday, $1,000 the last 2 days pretty much, and then I was trading some Doge. I was buying some of that Doge down around a like 30 cents. So again, good morning. It's 9:03 in the markets. ALF does not have news, just so you guys know. ALF was a recent initial public offering, an IPO on the 420. So that's when they launched it, but it actually hit the exchange 2 days ago. So all we have here on ALF is just an IPO that hit 2 days ago. This is the third trading day, and it's just gaining some momentum, gaining some action. So no fresh news. ALF is a 31,000 in float stock. I mean, that can't be right. That can't be right. Let's go ahead and jump over to Yahoo Finance real quick and type in ALF and see if they have anything different, because that doesn't seem right. 30,000 in float. That's the case. We'll see this at $100 today. No, I'm kidding. What's the float? Float, they don't even have it available on Yahoo Finance, but 30,000 seems just way too low. I doubt that's the case. And they don't have any data because again, it's a brand new IPO. That's exactly, yeah, adapt to the market. What do I tell the team every day? Be a chameleon. right? Be a chameleon. Adapt to your environment, right? Adapt. The market's slow, right? And it provides a lot of false breakouts. Why would you trade breakouts, right? Don't be the guinea pig. If a stock breaks out, wait for the shit to pull back and retest old resistance as new support. If it's going to continue higher, it will probably bounce off that level. The market's slow and choppy and very, range bound. Establish a range of support resistance and just buy off those levels, right? The market's hot and breaking out. Look for some solid breakout setups. Adapt to the market that you're in. Be a chameleon, right? So again, we got ALF, guys. I'm going to go ahead and throw that up on the side so we can dive into everything else that we have going on. I'm currently long on ALF. And honestly, I'm okay with holding this to see if we get up over $6 here. So my entry, again, is down towards around 528. My stop was underneath 507, and I'm looking for that big-time move here. Possibly back up towards those highs, maybe even over the highs. All right, guys. What else do we have going on this morning? All right, we have IFBD. So this morning at 8:38, IFBD highlights placement in editorial published by Network Newswire. China is next frontier in SaaS revolution. Do we have any hot keywords in this press release? Again, they're announcing its placement in an editorial published by Network Newswire. So again, nothing really substantial there as far as hot keywords to look for in press releases. This one did get some action off of that PR on IFBD. But what is IFBD trading volume-wise? 1.5 million shares. Average volume is 1.7. Trading 11 million. Definitely worth keeping it on watch, but just keep in mind it's not super hot news. But here's the thing, too. What did we have yesterday? Right, yesterday, one of our top gaining stocks with really good news was KNT. I can't even remember the ticker now, guys. I can't remember the ticker. ATNX, right, had really good news, and I thought that was going to be a stock that had a lot of action and a lot of potential. It didn't do anything, right? So a lot of these stocks that are ripping and running don't necessarily have the best news. So again, we got to think market conditions, all right? Are the hot news press releases ripping and running? No. Actually, they're just the random lowest float stocks that are actually taking on off, right? Right now, if you have 10 stocks that have potential, right? The mob's scattered. The majority of buyers, the majority of retail traders are kind of scattered, right? Eventually, they're landing on one stock, and that's the stock. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the stock with the best press release, right? The last couple of days, our stocks that have been ripping and running, honestly, didn't really have great press releases, right, guys? So again, just because IFBD doesn't have a phenomenal press release doesn't mean this cannot be the stock that rips and runs today. So we definitely need to keep this one on watch. There is a reason for this stock to be moving. Again, there is news. This stock is about 10 million in float, and right now it's trading 1.5 million shares, IFBD. We got to keep this one on watch and see if this is where traders decide to shift and actually land on for today. And again, we're going to have to probably wait the first 5 to 15 minutes to see exactly where traders go. What is going to be the stock that they get going today? Because that's been kind of the routine the past 2 days, right? First 15 minutes, a lot of chop, and then boom, one stock really starts taking on off, and that's the hottest play of the day. So that's what we're going to have to do is just sit back and wait to see where those traders decide to go. And so far in pre-market, yeah, we have some activity, right? Like ALF, we have some activity. But a lot of these setups now are starting to kind of turn south. They're not really holding on up too well. I mean, look at that higher low break of the downtrend. Look at that nice little pullback looking to get the next leg up. Boom. A lot of selling pressure right here. I'm probably going to go ahead and get stopped out for the third time. So am I going to get stopped here? So I'm just going to go ahead and cut that. So I'm down 330 on the day, guys. So first day this week, actually seeing red on the table. Last couple days, and I've been rocking and rolling in pre-market up, $400 or $500. But right now I'm down 330. But that's okay, guys, because we still have the rest of the day. It's all good. It's all good to go. So right now we talked about ALF, what we have going on there. We just talked about IFBD. We also have AMS. All right, so what is up with AMS? So I assume we had news last night. That's when we got some action. Where's that press release? Okay, so American Shared Hospital Services, AMS. Shares are trading higher. Not seeing any company-specific news to justify the price action on this low float stock. When did this stock really start moving? This stock really had a nice day on the 3rd. Did we have any news on the 3rd? Again, same thing. Shares are trading higher. Not seeing any company-specific news to justify the price action. But again, on Monday, big day. Tuesday, nasty day. Yesterday, big day again. So we just have some activity. We do have some prior day momentum from this play. It happened to get some hype on Monday. Nasty day on Tuesday. Traders are like, what are we going to trade today? It's Wednesday, right? Yesterday. AMS had a great day again yesterday, spiking to highs of around $5. So again, we need to keep this on watch as long as it's being traded, right? As long as there's volume, as long as there's activity, as long as it's consistent and it's being traded, we can definitely see if it provides any kind of opportunity. But there's really not a lot to really break down here on AMS besides that it's a low float stock, right? It's a 3 million in float stock, so very low float, can definitely rip and run. Right now, this morning in pre-market, trading 1.2 million shares with an average daily trading volume of 800,000. So we are trading almost two times the average volume. Again, no company-specific news here. This is just prior day activity, momentum, traders wanting to trade, and this ticker just stands out. All right. So again, no news to really break down, and that's what we're really seeing this morning is a lot of tickers moving, but there's not a lot of news, right? The only one that really has some news here is going to be MITO. All right. So MITO. Shares rise 100% in pre-market after the company announced on Wednesday presentation of data on their treatment of dry age-related macular degeneration. All right, so boom, there we go. Another press release, another FDA approval, right? We know FDA approval is a keyword to look for when looking in press releases, right? Where's that? FDA approval. Decent press release, 3-star keyword. Typically, we see these stocks do fairly well. But again, last couple of days, just because we have a stock that has legit news doesn't necessarily mean that's going to be the stock that's ripping and running, right? So we've been seeing that a lot lately. So with that being said, MITO is the number 2 stock on the leaderboard. MITO has news, right? MITO is up 70% and it's a low float stock trading substantial volume. I mean, the float's 15 million, guys, all right? Today we're trading 14 million shares and the average trading volume is 366,000. So this one has a majority of the attention. It has a low float stock and it has some news. So if I had to sit here and ask myself what stock, let me fix my webcam real quick. What stock do I think is going to do the best today? I would say MITO. But I've been saying that the last couple of days. What stock do I think is going to be the best today? I say this stock, and then it's COCP. Then it's KXIN, right? It's all these random stocks, right? So I'm going to say MITO should be the one that has the best potential today. But what stock will probably rip and run? It could be IFBD, the stock with no news, right? Moving on up. It could be AMS, the stock with no news. That's a low float, moving on up. So again, just because we have some news on some of these plays doesn't mean that's going to be the stock that we should jump on in on right out of the gate. We need to sit back and be patient, guys. Realistically, let's sit back, be patient, 10, 15 minutes, wait to see where, those buyers, where those traders go. What stock are they going to land on? Because things do seem a little scattered right now here in pre-market, okay? Other than that, I still want to keep RHE on watch. This has been a beast of a play over the past couple of weeks, right? Trading around $5, hitting highs of $27 yesterday on RHE. If nothing else happens, where are traders going to go? They're going to go back to the stock that ripped and ran the prior day from $10 to $27. What does that tell traders, right? If it can go from 10 to 27, it can go from 16 to 30, right? It's already shown that it can go on nice, big-time, consistent moves to the upside. So with that being said, even though RHE doesn't have news, even though RHE is, not really doing too much here in pre-markets, currently gapping down about, 15%, we could still see some nice action here. And that's another thing too, is a lot of these stocks that are on our up or on our down gapper list are the stocks that have been moving a lot the last couple of days. So let's go ahead and dive into those down gappers. What's the largest down gapper we have? It's JRVR. JRVR. ECT. Let's just kind of look at these and see if we have anything. FSLY, probably off earnings, right? Yep, off earnings, currently down. RHE, we just looked at it. YELL. Again, I'm just scanning through, seeing if anything visually looks appealing. So yeah, out of the down gappers, let's just focus on RHE, right? Small cap, penny stock play, low float, has a lot of great potential to rip and run. We're definitely going to be keeping this one on high watch today. So again, doing a quick scan, IFBD, back burner play, keep that one on watch. No news, but it's currently up. Oh no, IFBD did have news, but it was garbage news. It was they highlighted placement in an editorial. So again, it was just right? ALF was the one that had no news, but again, ALF is a recent IPO, and this stock is doing fairly well this morning here in pre-market. So recent IPO on ALF definitely has a lot of potential. AMS was the one that had no news, that has actually been moving up fairly well over the past couple of days. So definitely AMS on your back burner as well. If we have to mark up support on this play, right off of my Tuesday's highs, right? 426 Tuesday's highs. Where do we have room? Back up towards around $5 first, right? We can see that $5 level being represented multiple times as far as support resistance. And then we can see it all the way back up into the high fives, possibly even $6 there on AMS. If we're looking at MITO, 185 was support. I actually alerted this for you guys here in chat today for a entry off of the 190s and stops below support at 184. So if anybody was in chat this morning, we never lost that 184 mark, had a nice big pop to it. How come I didn't stay in the trade? Well, I can't put limit orders in for stop losses. So when I'm doing my morning stock newsletter, getting prepared for the team, I have to monitor my trades right then and there. And if I have something that I have to do, I just got to go ahead and exit it because I cannot put a hard stop in the system. Now, intraday, if I'm in a trade and I take my attention away, that's when I can use hard stops and I will let these trades ride. MITO, I didn't want to get out of it. I thought it had a lot of great potential. That's why I put my name behind it here in chat this morning. But again, with everything I had going on, I did unfortunately have to walk away from that one and only make $50. Looking at it in hindsight, let's say I still had my 5,000 share position at 190. How much would I be up right now? I'd be up about $1,500. And that's the beautiful thing about stop losses is if this was real time in the market, I would have put a hard stop in at 185 or 184. I see I would have never been tagged out. Coming back to it now, oh shit, I'm up quite a bit. Let's go ahead and lock in some profits, right? So again, if you guys are wondering, like, dude, that was a good setup. Why'd you cut it? Well, that is my reasoning behind getting out of that trade. And then we're also going to keep in MDR. Actually, let's go back to MITO, right? Where's new support? Back down at $2. All right, so I would want to actually see this pull back now off that prior high right here at 220. Pull back the $2 here at the open, get a nice big break over 220, possibly get back up into the 240s and the 250s. So MITO is probably going to be my number one watch out of the gate. Again, for that nice big aggressive pullback into the $2 area, get a nice bounce, possible push up into the 240s. Now, if we break over 240 and 250, we do have room all the way up to 287 is going to be our next target. All right. So again, over 240 to 250, we do have a lot of room all the way up towards around 287 here on MITO. And then we're going to be looking at yesterday's big time mover, baby. This was actually a swing trade alert. I posted it up on TikTok as well for the strong close, $10 support, nice push to 1256. We actually hit that target right away. Right? Within the first few minutes of after hours, boom, first target was hit. Stock actually pulled back to $10. We had a top target at 1477 and we got very close this morning in pre-market, but we are slightly gapping up, right? That's exactly what we wanted to see was a slight gap up on NMRD. And again, we want to see this right now most likely hold above that $12 level. All right, so right now, right around $12 support on NMRD. And we do have room to that $14.77 to $15 mark. All right. How high can this go if we break over 15 bucks? Well, let's go look at that daily chart. What do we see? Right around 1684. Right around that spiking high at 1926. So right now we do have light support right around that $11.75 to $12, which we would want to ideally see hold on up. If we cannot hold that level down towards around 10 bucks, top resistance, we have $14.77 to $15. Anything over that level, we have room to $16.84. And then room to that spiking high back February of 2020, up towards around at $19.26. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there. So top 3 stocks. Obviously, I'm watching MITO is going to be my #1 play out of the gate. NMRD number 2, followed by RHE number 3. Again, we do have some other stocks that are on our back burner. IFBD, we'll see if this gets any action. ALF will do the same thing, and AMS as well. So we do have a total of 6 stocks that I'm adding to the watch list that I want to look at. Top 3 stocks that I'm focused on right out of the gate. The other 3 are back burners, just to see if those random no news stocks actually steal the volume today and actually get going to the upside. So I do not want to discredit them yet and remove them from my watch list. I do want to have them there and just see if they get some hype today. All right, guys. So that's what I got going on. Thoughts on how did RKT do for you? RKT, I never took options on the play. Like I said, I was having issues getting that order placed, and I'm like, hey, that's a sign, right? Everything happens for a reason. So I actually went ahead and just added that to my long-term portfolio, right? I wanted to go ahead and start buying that, and I know coming into earnings was a little risky, but I'm okay with that risk because looking at the company and the balance sheet and what they've done over the past quarter with, refinancing loans, new mortgage applications, their auto sales volume was up as well. They did really, really good. They slightly missed, but they beat on their sales. So revenue slightly missed, but they beat on their sales. So from an investor standpoint, it wasn't a great beat. It was slight miss right at those expectations. We actually saw RKT come down off yesterday's close of 2280, and right now we're trading around 1957. Well, Josh, are you going to cut it? No, it's a long-term play for me. This is something that I want to own. I think RKT long-term has a lot of great potential. Number 2, the dividend payout is very aggressive on this play, okay? So I love the dividend payout. Last time they had a lot of extra money off earnings, right? They had great earnings last time. Look at that big move from $20 to $41. They paid out a hefty dividend. They had all of this extra surplus cash. They decided to give it back to their investors in the form of a very nice dividend. So as long as this company still does good, we can kind of see how the CEO's mindset is with paying it forward to those shareholders and those investors with, having nice dividends. So not only do I want to own this because I do believe this is a great long-term opportunity hold, but anytime we get dividend payouts, the dividends are going to be pretty aggressive and pretty nice as well. So I am going to continue to add to this. Since we're down, I'm going to add more today. I'm going to add more next week, add more next month. I am going to start building a nice position here, again, for the long term in my portfolio. All right, and that's on RKT. So again, guys, we got about, 7 minutes to go. T-Bass over on YouTube. Thoughts on PayPal? Thoughts on PayPal? Well, first things first, let's mark up our levels on the daily chart. So right now, you have a lot of overhead resistance at 260 and your support. If we look near-term support, we're going to come back down into the 255s where we're at now. So we can kind of see here from Monday, we bounced around 256. Market highs from yesterday and pre-market right around 255. So right now, we're support right where we're trading, right around that 255 mark, okay? If we can hold above 255, we have room to 260 next. If we cannot hold above 255, we could see this fall all the way down back into the 250s and then into the 246s. All right, so my thoughts on PayPal, we really have to wait and see these levels hold. Is support going to hold and we get to start building on up for that possible move to 260? If so, great. We could look for calls, and we do have a lot of room to 263 over on PayPal. Right now, support's at that 255. Now, if it starts cracking support, and we come back up and test it as resistance and we're looking bearish, we could look to take puts all the way down into the 250s, right? So that would be my thoughts on PayPal, is waiting to see if this 255 holds or cracks, then go ahead and build my plan to the possible long side or the short side based on what we see here at the open over on PayPal. Good morning, everybody in chat. Trader King, what's going on? Catherine, good to see you again. I missed you yesterday. What's up, Chris? Good morning. So let me ask you guys a question over on YouTube. Out of the 18 viewers, how many of you actively day trade? Like actually do this as a career? This is something that you permanently do right now. This is your career. How many of you guys over on YouTube Full-time day trade. And don't mind my vape. Yes, it's a bad habit. But you can't smell it. No secondhand smoke here. T-Bass, Husam, cool. So we got a couple people that do this full time. Shadow wanting to get there one day. Paper trading for now. Josh, gotcha. So we got a couple full-time traders and we got a couple individuals that want to get there. Now, what do you guys struggle with the most? What do you need help with? For those of you that have been trading, let's start here. For those of you that have been trading for a long time, this is your full-time career, why do you log into the stream? What's your reasoning for logging in? Do you just love my energy? Do you love talking to me during the day? DBDB is full-time as well. Or do you get bored with trading? Do you like to be a part of, a team, a community, and actually exchange ideas, collaborate? Because, trading can be boring. You seem stuck on using 2-minute candles, and there's nothing wrong with the time frame of candles that you use. Every candlestick has a different strategy, right? Like when we look for 5-minute reversals, we're looking for those reversals to occur on the 5-minute chart, like MITO. Look at that 5-minute pullback. 3 5-minute candles on decreasing volume, right? We have a strategy that we can apply with a 5-minute setup, right? There's certain strategies, that may work best for you on a 1-minute, 2-minute, 3-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute chart. So there's really no right or wrong answer when it comes to candles. You just have to figure out what time frame works best for you. Matt's working on that transition, trading for a year, not profitable yet, lost money in the past. Gotcha. So you're here, obviously, to try to pick some new things up, to learn, to get prepared, and also to be around other traders as well. I hear you. That's why I do what I do. Not only do I love teaching, but yeah, trading does get boring. When did we shut down Alpha for redevelopment, Chris? Back in November? That was the longest 5 months of my life. I cried every day that I traded. I cried because I was so freaking bored. And you pick up something new every single day, right? You always pick up something new. I'm learning something new from people in chat every day. They're asking questions I don't know the answer to. And we're able to go out there and research and get those answers. So it's fun, right? When you're by yourself, you don't think outside the box. You're not creative. But when you have a team of people that you work with, right? Sometimes you can start thinking outside that box and you pick up new traits, new skill sets, new techniques. I agree 100%. I like being around others and trading with a team as it makes trading fun, right? And sometimes, more eyes on the market, what? More opportunity. Can't say how many times we've had members in chat say, hey, Josh, look at your halt scanner, right? Look at the stock that's just halted. Boom, we go look at it, 30 seconds left on the halt. There's a great opportunity for money. So again, the more eyes on the scanners, the more eyes on the market, the more opportunity that we have to make some money. So we got a lot of people in here that full-time trade, that still want to learn, that still want to grow and still build their skill set. I love it. I appreciate having you guys here. And I hope, obviously, I don't hope you guys are still here because, right, you're obviously picking some stuff up. And we have some traders that want to get to the next level. So for those of you that want to get to that next level, right, those of you that are paper trading, dabbling, that are slowly transitioning, what's one of the biggest things that you realize about your trading that you could work on? Right? So what's one thing that you realize, like, man, if I could change one thing about my trading, it would be this, and this would greatly change my profitability and success with trading. What's the one thing that you guys struggle with? Yeah, absolutely, Chris. It's definitely always better to have more eyes on the market. So much to learn. So much to learn. Always learning something new every day, guys. If I don't learn something new every single day, I beat myself up because I don't like the complacent mindset of, oh, I know everything. I don't need to learn any more new stuff. Dude, I can't tell you how many times I've gone back and watched some of my old videos, right? I'll be scanning through YouTube. I'm like, let me go check out some of my videos, and I'll rewatch like a level 2 lesson, and I'll pick something up that I'm like, oh, wow, I used to think that way, right? It's just creative. I like educating myself, even if it's something I know. Even refreshers are pretty good as well. Matt B needs to work on exits, right? You tend to hold a bit too long onto your trades, right? So that's why I cut my trades quick when I'm in the money, because I like profits. And sometimes if I'm not cutting my profits, I end up holding the trade too long and I end up getting stopped out or a break-even trade. So really just getting in that mindset of watching that level 2, right? Price action, And when you start to get a feel for the stock maybe turning over, right? Maybe that's a lower high with a lower low confirmation. That signals an exit. Maybe we're starting to see more sellers move in than buyers, looking at the level 2. Price action's not healthy, right? There's a lot of indications on, okay, now it's time to cut it. Now, when you cut it, sometimes the stock keeps ripping and running. But here's the thing. You can't beat yourself up. Damn it, I should have held. I would have made another $100. The mindset you have to have is, I still locked in $100. I did the right thing because that could have turned south. Right? That could have came down and stopped me out, so I did the right thing. So really, it kind of starts with mindset, right? It really starts with mindset. Even if you get out and it rips and runs without you, the one thing you need to tell yourself is, I still did the right thing and I still made some great money, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the market, guys. Let's see where we have some opportunity today. I'm definitely going to get back to some of those questions and some of those answers to my questions here in a little bit, as I do want to chat with you guys over on YouTube today. So right now, let's make some money, guys. Let's make some money. So right now, like we said, we were watching MITO. I saw someone saying that we had like ALNF, ALFI. I'm just curious to see if we missed one. There's no ALFI ticker. Maybe you're talking about ALF. ALF, that makes sense. ALF, recent IPO, it definitely could start moving on up. We just got to keep it on watch. Again, what did I say in the beginning? A lot of stocks are scattered with volume and activity and attention. I'm going to wait and see where a majority of traders go. Are they going to go to ALF? We don't know yet, right? Everything's moving. You got some action on ALF. You got some action on RHE. You got some action on AMS. I'm going to wait to see where the attention goes, where a majority of these traders land, and that's going to be the stock that we focus on. My chart is so clean. Oh yeah, keep it as clean as possible. I do have a settings list for TOS. What I'll go ahead and do is I'll get that and I'll upload it here in a little bit for you guys. And you can actually download my personal TOS setup, so you get exactly what I have. So it's like, Matt exits, you tend to hold a bit too long. You exit too soon, shadow. Hold profit, trade longer, and let go to losers. There comes a time, confidence, when to enter, right? Looking at the setups, when to buy these setups, how to place stop losses, all of these things, right? Mindset. Now let me ask you guys this, a very blunt, straightforward question. If there are things that you realize that you need to work on, right? And you realize that you may need some help from people or somebody to work with you more on a one-on-one basis to really dive into this and give you help, tips and tricks to really help you get to the next level in your trading career. Is that something that's worth it to you? You know where I'm going with it. How come you guys haven't taken advantage of joining the Alpha team? I'm going to be blunt with it, guys. How come if you guys have things to work on and there's things you need help with, how come you haven't taken that next step? Not even to join the Alpha team. Let me just take that off the table. How come you haven't taken that next step to find a legitimate trader to learn from, a mentor? Not just saying me. I'm going to talk about other individuals out there that do really well as well. So it's not just about me. It's about, again, as a trader, how come you haven't taken that next step to get that additional help that you need to cross your hurdle, to get through that brick wall, to see results, to get to the next level in your trading career? Taking 3 trading courses, still not confident? Josh, man, I don't think you've checked out the Ultimate Day Trading Starter Kit course. We've had 60 people in the last month enroll, and out of all 60 people, 100% positive feedback. They love it. And again, I like to ask these questions. If I don't ask, I don't get any feedback, right? And I'm just always curious, because what was my answer as a new trader? And I'm scanning through stocks as we talk, so we don't miss opportunity, just so you guys know. But when I was new to the stock market, my biggest thing was I thought I could do it on my own. That's why I didn't take that step. I can do it on my own. I can do it on my own. I can do it on my own. I don't need to spend $100 a month for someone to teach me that actually knows this shit. I can do it on my own. That was my mindset, right? 3 years later, what happened? Dude, I can't do it on my own. I'm losing way too much money. You know what? Let me go ahead and fork up that $100 instead of losing the $100 a month in the market. Let me just see if there is someone out there that can teach me how to do this. And guess what? I found somebody. Boom. I was immediately on the right track to being successful and profitable. Wes, people don't want to put in the effort. I have watched people want to spoon feed and not try. You're right, Wes. They want alert services. They want someone to give them answers. They don't actually want to learn the skill set to be able to do it self-sufficiently. So that's another reason. They want someone to grab them by the hand and hold them through the process, right? They don't want to learn, take the initiative, apply it, and actually see results. But again, my biggest thing, guys, as we watch MITO here, was simply that, I thought I could do it by myself. And some people can, and some people have. But there's a lot of information out there, and a lot of it can be misleading, and a lot of it's kind of confusing. And, what should I focus on first? What should I focus on second, third, fourth, fifth, right? And, there's just so much to it that, it's challenging to try and learn this all on your own. We might have a trade here on MITO, guys. So MITO, I have this on high watch here for that pullback into the 223s. I really do like this setup here, and I want to see if we can't make some money here on MITO. So let's see how we close out with this candle. Nice little decreasing volume pullback, looking for a pop up to the 240s, MITO. I haven't made an entry yet. I'm going to wait for the next candle. If I miss it, I miss it. And it looks like I may miss this one here. I couldn't get an entry off in time. By the time I actually typed it up and got an order on the table, it was already going to be 5 cents higher than what I wanted, and I wanted to grab high size. I wanted to grab probably 5 to 10,000 shares, and that would have already put me down $500 from where I wanted to be, and that's exactly why I wait, guys. So, all right, take this in. For those of you that are like, I don't know when to enter, I maybe struggle with FOMO and discipline. I saw the trade. I wanted the pullback. By the time I put MITO in, 5,000 shares. Why did I not buy at 230? Because I wanted to be entered at 225. So if I would have entered with 10,000 shares at 230, right, my stop would have been 5 cents more than what I was okay with. I would have been risking 10 cents. That would have been what? $1,000. So why did I not take the trade? Because I already missed my entry. Was 230 still a good entry? Could it have broke the 250? It could have. But again, it could have done what it just did. So when you have an idea, when you have a plan, when you have a setup that you see that you want to take, and if you miss it, right, and then you start feeling a little hesitant, like you're hesitating a little bit, don't take the trade. Be disciplined, right? The fact that I couldn't get entered at 225, I started to hesitate. I started to doubt the trade because, again, I was already getting in 5 cents higher than what I wanted. What did I not do? I didn't pull the trigger because I knew that wasn't the trade that I wanted, and I have to remain disciplined and wait for my setups, the setups that I want to the penny. So right now, NMRD has room to 1477 here. Over those highs of 1444 from pre-market, we do have room to 1477, and we still see a little bit of scattered volume. We have some activity here on NMRD, right? We have some activity here on MITO. So right now, out of everything that's moving, NMRD appears to have the best potential. So this one is the one that we're keeping on high watch right now, is going to be NMRD, guys. T-Bass, honestly, because I feel like everyone is selling a course. I've been following you and do feel the most comfortable with you at this point, but I'm not there yet. Hey, I get it. Trust takes time, right? Trusting someone takes time. I'm the one person that I don't trust anybody, right? It takes time, so I get that. And everybody does. It seems like everybody on TikTok sells a course, but the one thing that, I realize is, what are other people selling courses for? $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, right? We've seen it. They're lengthy courses, but they're like fucking $3,000, $2,000. But then you have an individual that comes out there and gives you the same content, better value, for like $200. That right there shows that they're not in it for the money. They're actually in it to help people. LEDS, NMDR, alert service was the worst experience. Catherine, yeah, lost more money than trying to do it myself. Yeah, I've been there and done that. I've been in those alert services as well. Been there and done that. So right now, I don't see anything, right? We're only 9 minutes into the market, guys. If you're like, Josh, you're sitting here talking, right? Where's the plays? Where's the opportunity? I don't see anything, guys. Is there an opportunity right now, right here on NMDR? No. No. Oh, the Ultimate Day Trading Starter Kit? Yeah, it's $249. It's 54 chapters. It's 20 hours of content. Literally, our business model and our mission is to change the trading industry and to make proper trading education more affordable. Really get it into the hands of newer traders. As a new trader, I was very intimidated with those $1,000 courses. What did I do? Fuck, $1,000 on a course or $1,000 in my trading account. I'm going to take the $1,000 in the trading account because I may be able to grow that $1,000 to then go buy the course. What did I do? No experience, no knowledge, $1,000 in the trading account. Lost it, right? So again, I'm eliminating the intimidation. New traders are intimidated by expensive courses, right? I'm eliminating the intimidation by offering a valuable course and giving you the same content, not shortcutting you, not undercutting you, giving you more value, more content, right? For the least amount of money possible. That course all day is a $2,000 course. But again, I'm never going to sell it for that. Josh, I have to keep clicking the live button for up-to-date live feed. Any reason for that? Refresh and then try again, my man. I'm running good on my end. So I click live and I'm straight. So yeah, try and do just a refresh of your browser. And that might do a nice little refresh for you on your end. It all has to do with ISP, internet service provider, your IP address, where you're at, your internet connection. All that plays a huge factor with kind of how your experience is inside chat. But like on my end, I'm completely live and I've had no issues all morning. So give that a shot and let me know. So right now we're looking for a clean breakout, guys, on NMRD, right? We have overhead resistance from that $14.77 to $15. I personally do not expect a first-time big breakout here on this play. I could be wrong, but I don't expect to see this boom, break and, hold and run up to 16. Right now, I'm not in on anything. Right now, I'm sitting on my hands waiting to see how NMRD does here right around this $15 resistance. So let's see if it's going to break and hold. T-Bass, wow. I know, right? Wow. That's what everybody said when I told them I was putting that kind of course together for the price. They're like, wow. I've literally done no marketing, no sales to it, all organic, all people that just wanted to get it because it was highly anticipated. And we've so far been able to help over 60 traders out. So far in the last 45 days, we've been able to help 60 traders, right? Gain some extra knowledge, learn a few things, apply it, and they're seeing results, which is just freaking amazing. I love it. Matt, I've gone from 5 to 20 in the past month, 10 of that after getting into the course. That's freaking awesome, dude. I love these real-time testimonials. I love it, dude. That's just fucking awesome. Excuse my language, guys, but when I'm excited, when I'm happy, I drop a lot of F-bombs. That excites me. That hypes me up. The fact that what I did is actually working, right? Giving you guys fucking great education for not a lot of money. Barely anything, if you think about it. And that you guys are seeing results. So it's there. It works. I love it. Can't wait to help everybody else out. So right now, guys, it's a little risky trying to buy here over $15. Let's be real. It's a little risky right now. We're only about 13 minutes into the market. Could it double top and dump on down? It could, right? So that's why I'm not in. I don't have an A+ setup. When we start thinking how to grow small accounts, okay? Like if you guys are working small accounts, how do you grow a small account? Well, you guys have to be patient and disciplined and wait for A+ setups, all right? Is this an A+ setup? I don't see an A+ setup, right? Are we going to see an A+ setup today? We don't know. But that's where being a professional comes into play. Being disciplined and being patient. Patient to wait for those A+ setups. Disciplined to be able to manage your trade properly and identify those A+ setups. All right? So right now, again, guys, do I have an A+ setup sitting in front of me? I don't have an A+ setup sitting in front of me. How come I'm not trading? Right? The stock went from $12 to $15. How come I'm not long? Because I don't see an A+ setup. This was a lot of indecision. Let's be real. Look at all these upper shadows and lower shadows along the whole move to the upside. That's a lot of indecision. To me, that is just unnecessary risk. So right now, if we have to identify support, where are we going to put support at here, guys? Over on I can't say this ticker. My dyslexia kills me. NMRD. Down around $14, but definitely better right off those pre-market highs of $14.39, $14.40. So let's just kind of wait for that best of the best setup. Let's see if we get a pullback, see if we see any kind of signal that this thing is going to reverse and continue higher. Oh yeah, and what you guys can do, I'm sure a lot of you come from TikTok. So I'm doing 5 free lessons of the Ultimate Day Trading Starter Kit course. So if you're not ready yet to make that commitment, to make that investment, at least get 5 of the lessons for free, right? I just randomly picked 5 lessons, right? So you can actually go over my TikTok, click the link in my bio, scroll down, 5 free lessons, at least subscribe, get 5 free lessons out of the course, and maybe you pick something from it. Maybe you pull something of value from those lessons. So at least get something for free, guys. So right now, let's scan through some other plays right now as NMRD kind of figures itself out. Do we have anything right now on RHE? No. Have anything on IFBD? Well, this one is slowly building, right? We have these nice higher lows, these nice higher highs now. So right now, this one is attempting to get a clean breakout, and we have room to $4.80. So let's keep this one on watch here to see if we can now hold above $4.40. AMS is halted to the downside. That is a risky play. MITO. Look at how choppy this play is. So right now we're just going to sit back and keep that one on watch. And NMRD. MITO looks to be like an ascending triangle. I mean, I see your perception. Yeah, you got your higher lows and your flat resistance tops. So let's say, okay, it's meeting the criteria of an ascending triangle. Building higher lows, right? You can kind of establish a trend line, and we have resistance at 240. So if MITO, what do we want to see? What did we talk about in our breakout lesson yesterday? What do we want to see here before making an entry? What's that criteria that needs to be met before trading any kind of breakout? And just so you guys know, we have room to 250 and then room up to 287 on MITO. So if this one closes, we got 30 seconds to go. This is a game of patience, right? Right now, trading breakouts is a game of patience. What do we want to see? The candle close on high volume above that level. Why am I not buying it now? We have 25 seconds left until this candle closes. What could happen? We could have a false breakout, right? We could see this. Imagine me getting in at 244, guys, right? This was the lesson from yesterday. Why do we wait for the candle to close? It gives us more validation that the stock's breaking out. How come I wasn't buying this? We had great buying volume, right? We had shit ton of buying volume. The stock was pushing over that 240 mark, right? It hit 244, 245. How come we didn't buy it? It didn't close, right? That's why I said it's a game of patience. We need to be patient and wait for the candle to close because we do not want to get caught up in a false breakout. What happened on MITO? False breakout, okay? And that was our lesson from yesterday. So if you were not in chat, what's the beautiful thing about chat, guys? We upload every single lesson. We edit them and upload them, and you have access to them 24/7, 365. So even if you're not in chat and you miss a lesson, check it out. Video lessons library. It was uploaded yesterday on how to properly trade breakouts. And by watching that lesson, you would have not taken this trade, and you could have potentially avoided that nasty loss if you were taking this for the possible breakout. We never had confirmation here on MITO. So right now, I don't see anything, right? Right now, I'm sitting on my hands. We're 18 minutes into the market. MITO tried to get that break, didn't. Bill, fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Bill waited for MITO and didn't buy because of yesterday's lesson. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about as far as the value, right? Picking new things up. When I was a newer trader, I was buying the breakout. 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 I was losing. No one teaches the proper way to trade breakouts. But once I actually got the right education, I realized I need to wait for the candle to close above. And I don't trade breakouts until the candle closes above resistance, right? And now I prevent myself from taking these unnecessary losses. And we have a member in chat, another real live person, another great testament of, hey, I didn't buy MITO because of yesterday's lesson. That's the value of, again, just what we do, guys. I want to find a trade for everybody. Inside the chat on YouTube, we got about 10 more minutes to go. I want to see if we can't find a trade and a good opportunity for everybody to make some money, guys. But right now, I'm not really seeing too much. The only thing could possibly be this higher low reversal on RHE. Yeah, Matt. Value bomb. Bah! Haven't done one of those in a while. Value bomb. I got to get some effects for the live stream. Anytime I say that, it's just a big bomb. That'd be sick. That would be amazing. I'm going to find a way to do that. So right now, top 2 stocks that we're looking at is going to be RHE and NMRD. Right now, I don't see anything else that's really worth watching. If you guys see anything else that you're looking at, please let me know. But right now, at this point in time, I don't see too much. I know Beth said something about LEDS. LEDS started getting a little bit of a move up, losing all of the volume, slowly working its way on back down. Let's run a fib on this move here. Where's our 50%? Right around that first little hiccup area. So this one's giving a lot back right now, guys, on NMRD. So I don't see any long setups. I mean, this one could come all the way back down and bounce off yesterday's close at $11. So right now, I don't really see anything going on there. Let's check out LEXX. LEXX is number 2 on the leaderboard. LEXX currently halted at 946. This one will be This will be live now. Halt strategy. So that one's looking a little weak right now. Let's see if it holds and closes above 917. That's that halt area. Let's see if that area is respected, and let's see if it holds on up here on LEXX. LEXX. Oh, I want you guys seeing the scanners. My bad. I did not realize my face was still up there. So now you guys got all of our scanners there. My bad. So yeah, pretty, not as hot as the last couple days, guys. Not as hot, right? I mean, again, we're only about 23 minutes into the market. Anything can shift at any point in time. That's why I'm still scanning through just to make sure we're not missing any opportunity, okay? Right now, a lot of stocks trying to get these breaks, trying to get these rips and runs, but a lot of it really just not holding any kind of gains. So right now, RHE, what would be pretty freaking awesome with RHE for a mid-candle breakout tomorrow. So if RHE doesn't do anything today, guys, you're hearing it first here. YouTube, inside the chat. If RHE really doesn't do too much today, as long as it closes above 14.50, right? I'd like to see a slight gap down, maybe around $14 tomorrow for a possible mid-candle breakout, all right? So again, if we can close above 14.50 and we gap down slightly and we can start breaking out over today's range, lows, highs, we could very easily see a beautiful mid-candle breakout formation on RHE, but it's way too early to tell because, again, we have the rest of the day to see if RHE closes properly for that setup. But definitely keep that in the back of your mind. End of the day, look at RHE, see how it closes. Look at it in pre-market tomorrow. Slight gap down is what we want to see for a big move, and we could see a big time move here on RHE tomorrow. We had one on BTX last week. In BTX, we called this out, and BTX had a beautiful mid-candle breakout, right? Mid-candle breakout, boom! Big time move, right? We were all banking on this trade in chat last week. So what we had here was a big green day followed by a small red day, boom! Mid-candle breakout. If RHE forms this candle right in the middle, small gap down, boom, we could easily see it back up into the $27 area. So keep that one on high watch. LEDS resistance is off of Tuesday's highs, 720. And then we're going to have resistance up towards around 775 over on LEDS. And if we look at support here intraday, where's support? Well, back down towards around $6. All right, let's look at some like larger plays, guys, because there's nothing really happening in small cap land. I'm thinking puts today on the SPY, right? I like kind of this rainbow look that we have here, right? We're starting to really kind of curl, starting to get some, a lot of selling, guys, over the last couple of days. Shit ton of selling. We have nothing but selling. We're finally below that 13-day, and what did we do today? We came up and tested that 13-day moving average, almost to the penny. So right now, if you guys are looking at options, I think we could see a nice decline today on the SPY, maybe back down towards around $4.11. All right. So right now, if it happens to break and hold over 416 here intraday, you'll probably want to exit those puts because it may squeeze and continue higher tomorrow, maybe the next week. But if we start cracking below 415, guys, right, basically yesterday's lows, we have room to fall 3 points today over on the SPY. And honestly, guys, I'm watching Tesla right here today off this daily uptrend, right? I'm watching Tesla. This is something that I'm watching long-term swing trade and a possible intraday trade as well. If we can hold that long-term uptrend, throw that on an hourly chart. Look at the uptrend that we have here on Tesla. Can we go back further? No, I need to open this up. So let's go ahead and time frame. Let's go back 90. And every time I do that, the trend line gets fucked for some reason with TD. It's weird. But anyway, we got this big uptrend on Tesla, and we may see it hold and possibly bounce today. So I'm definitely keeping Tesla on high watch to see what kind of close we get today. If we get any kind of action, a little bounce off these lows. Maybe look for an option swing into next Friday. Maybe look for an intraday trade as well. What about MITO? MITO right now, it was a pretty aggressive sell-off. Sellers are in control, so if anything, you could look to short this down to $2. I don't think this one is going to squeeze over VWAP here back to 240. I'm more confident in seeing this reject and actually selling off more down towards around $2 here on MITO. Again, just kind of seeing that all the sellers in control here, slowly creeping back up on very light volume. I personally think that we'll see it down towards around $2 before it breaks high a day. But again, I could be wrong, but that's my analysis. That's my thinking. And that's why I'm not touching MITO right now. NMRD is giving everything back. So yeah, it looks like, again, Beth talking about LEDS. You know, that's crazy. That's actually what I have written down today for you guys. We're doing an options lesson today. So we're actually going to talk options. All right, so that is going to be our lesson for the day inside of chat, guys. So that's funny that you said that, because we are going to be doing options, breaking down a simple strategy, techniques, really make it super easy for you guys if you want to start dabbling with options, cheap options, maintaining your risk, all that good stuff. So it'll be a very, very good lesson today inside of chat. So right now, I don't see too much that I like. Watching LEDS over 685. We have room to 775. So I am looking for LEDS back down towards around the 680s, the 690s for a possible entry for the next leg up. But it could start squeezing here. But I'd like to get it right where I want it, right? I want it at 685 because now I can put my risk 20 to 25 cents away. I don't want it at 630, right? Because I see room down to 685. I would rather watch it rip and run without me versus getting in way too early and then taking an unnecessary loss. So that's why I'm not trading anything right now. I don't see anything that really excites me, guys. I don't really see a whole lot that excites me right now. So what we can do here on LEDS is draw a trend line off this play. If we ever come back down and respect the trend line, that could provide us with some opportunity. So I'm actually taking a long position here on NMDR. Why? We're right down back off of this lower support level that we've established multiple times. There's also a lot of resistance from yesterday, right around that 1177 here on NMDR. So I went ahead and took this trade, and I'm looking for a nice little bounce here to make a little bit of profits. Maybe back up into the 1250s over on NMDR. So let's see if we actually get this bounce off the low. See if we get some buyers to come on in. We got the ask over 1220. Let's see if buyers can start stepping it on up here. Still waiting for that possible bounce. Starting to see a lot of activity on the time and sales. We're picking up some steam here. Let's see if we start getting that move up. Market is going red, 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 red. Yay, yeah. Like I said, below the 415 makes for a good short today, guys, on the SPY. Literally just talking about that. Those options are up $1 an option now. So if anybody was able to grab some SPY puts, fucking awesome work, guys. Awesome work. Let's see if we get a possible 5-minute reversal setup now on NMDR. I went ahead and just stepped away from it. So NMDR, I'm glad I walked away. That one just got hit pretty hard down below that low. So I'm not really liking anything that I see. I'm currently down about 600 bucks on the day, guys. So I am currently down slightly above 600, down 625.40. I really haven't been able to identify any just really good opportunities, to get involved with. We look at a lot of these plays, and I mean, it's still scattered volume, right? I mean, yeah, LEDS coming right down to 685. I missed my entry there. Chris, how's it going with the live? Is everything good now, my man? Just want to make sure everything's going good with the live stream. All right, cool. Good stuff. So right now it's between LEXX and LEDS, right? Those are the top two plays right now. LEXX and LEDS. So LEDS looks like it's going to get halted here at 822, guys. So we actually have a halt again here on LEDS. And let's sit back and see if we get a nice little halt strategy set up for possible entries at that 822. LEDS is on fire. This stock is on fire. All right, so maybe we got a good little setup here over on LEDS. We just got halted at 10:06.23. We're looking at 10:11.23 on LEDS before we resume. Let's see if we get that nice gap up for a possible halt strategy. Now, while that happens, do we have anything right now on LEXX? All we know is we have bottom support right around that $6.99, $7 mark. We have resistance at 786. We need to wait for a candle close over the high a day. If we can get that, we can see this up into the 850s here on LEXX. Anything over 850 to 875, we do have room all the way up towards around $9.45 on LEXX. So I'm waiting to see if we get a nice 2-candle pullback, decreased volume, and if we can hold above 750 and that 9 EMA for that possible higher low and for that possible break over here on LEXX. So we're not quite live over on LEDS. Again, that was going to be 10:11. So we got a couple minutes to go. So right now I'm looking for a possible entry here over on LEXX as we're currently inside of this channel, looking for a possible leg back up to 787 if we can hold above $7 here again on LEXX. Stops would be at 680 on this play, so risking about 20 cents. See if we can get that reversal here and for that next leg back up. Right now I'm not in. All right, so I got a nice low entry at 693. I'm risking 13 cents here. I want to see if we bounce here off of this level. And if we come down below 680, I'll walk away. But I want to see if this is going to be a channel play that actually holds on up to see if we actually get that bounce off that 680. And just like that, stopped out again. So again, we had come down perfectly to the penny here, right off that level of support. I was looking for this candle to tag and bounce. It didn't happen. I'm currently down $1,000 on the day. Today's just not my day. It's all good, baby. We're only 50 minutes into the market. So LEDS will be live here momentarily. Again, we were halted at 10:06:23. We'll be live at 10:11:23. So we got about a minute to go. Right now, I see bids at 8:22. Again, we want to see a nice, I would say about 20 to 30 cent gap up for this to wash out to the 8:22 and get a nice big bounce here on LEDS. Right now, we got about 23 seconds to go, guys. Get ready, get prepared. Let's see what happens here on LEDS. If it doesn't hold 822 and it doesn't gap up and it washes out down to like 750, I would look to take that trade for a bounce on through the 822 for a possible break. So again, I have a couple different ways that I'm looking at this, and we will be live in 3 seconds. So in 3, 2, 1, we are live. Not a big enough gap up for me to be too interested in it. Limit up, limit down is going to be 743. So if we tag the 740s, we're going to be halted here on LEDS to the downside. But right now, let's see if we can hold above 822. I'm still not too crazy about it. So I only use TD for my charting. I use Lightspeed as my broker. If you want to actively day trade and you want to get in and get out quick and not have a lot of slippage or a lot of delays with orders getting filled, you need to get set up with a premium broker, and a premium broker that is specifically tailored for day traders, such as Centerpoint Securities or Lightspeed. Those are going to be the top 2 premium brokers for active day traders. So I'm watching MITO here, guys. So I am watching MITO right off of this uptrend. Looking to see if we can close over the 228 to possibly get that next leg up towards around 240. So right now we didn't get that strong little close, so I'm not touching MITO. Yeah, mRNA's having a good day, but here's the thing. We're right off yesterday's lows. So if we look at yesterday's lows, we'll probably see a little bit of a reversal here, right around the 157 mark on mRNA. So we got to look back in the past, and we can see yesterday's bouncing low was around 157. So again, this play just went from around 149 all the way to 157 without having a big, healthy pullback. I assume we start to see that pullback very, very soon here over on mRNA. LEDS at that 940 mark. All right, 940 was our spiking high from February 11th. The last couple times we came up to these spiking highs, we've seen some nice pullbacks, right? Right around 760. We came up and tagged a few times. Nice pullback. The previous level, the 685 resistance, same thing. Up to 685, pullback. So what I see here is that spiking high right around $9.40 here on LEDS. So right now I'm long MITO, looking for a push the 240. We got a nice little break over the 228, which is where I was making my entries here. And I took a big position. I took about 10,000 shares. I just took a little bit off the table here. Looking for a nice big push. Looking to see if I can get back to break even on the day on this play. Again, I'm long at $2.30. I'm looking for a squeeze up to around 240 here on MITO. Right now, it's struggling just a little too much. I don't want to see it back below 230, guys. So on MITO, I do have a big position. I do not want to see it back below $2.30. And right now, we're just getting tagged off the downtrend that I see now. So now I see that we have a little bit of a downtrend on this play. So right now, let's see if we can get the pop over 235 into the 240s. Right now, I am going to go ahead and put my hard stop in the system. I did reduce some size. Actually, I'm actually going to manage this trade live because we're actually starting to see it try and push up a little bit here over on MITO. So the one thing I got in right here off that candle break over that previous high off the bounce of VWAP, exactly what we were talking about. But then I started noticing that we have this downtrend right here, to where now I'm actually reducing my size because I don't know if we're actually going to make it all the way to 240. So right now I went from about 10,000 shares and I reduced all the way down to about 2,500 shares. And right now my stop is going to be right about break even here. All right, let's see if we get a nice little push. I don't want to see price back below 230 if we're going to get that nice push. But again, the one thing I'm concerned about now is seeing that big downtrend, right? We're right at the downturn on the third point, so we may not get it here, and that's why I'm okay with breaking even, because we'll probably come back down into the 220s, and that's going to make for a better entry here on MITO if we do indeed get rejected off the downtrend. So right now, let's see if we're going to pop. Right now, I have 2,500 shares, nothing crazy. Let's see if it's going to move. I may start locking in some profits here. Right now, I'm still holding at 239. I'm actually going to lock in some profit at the 240, and I'm going to hold a little bit for a possible break here. So I'm locking in a little bit of profit right here. Let's see if it cleanly breaks out. We got to break and close over that high of 245. Right now, it's working for it, guys. It's working for it. I'm going to go ahead and take profit here. I'm not going to get caught up in another dump. I'm going to go ahead and lock in a little bit of profit. I'm going to lock in 300 bucks. I needed a green trade to break my little intraday losing streak of red. I needed one little green trade to make me feel better. So I got my green trade. I feel better now, all right? Now it's nothing but green. So right now, why did I take the trade here? Again, we have the break over VWAP. We put in this higher low, but we need to have a higher high confirmation with a candle close, and we got that confirmation right here, which is why I was taking my entries for the leg up. But again, I was not going to hold because we haven't yet closed over 240. Again, right now, I'm still looking for that possible short off of the 940 on LEDS. Again, we have the 875 rule, right? 875 is just a number that holds it down as resistance. A break over 875, we typically get a lot of great volume that gets this thing going. So let's see what we look like around that 940 mark and see if we have an opportunity for a possible short, probably for about, 80 to 90 cents of profit. So right now, still sitting back, waiting for that great opportunity. How's LEXX doing? LEXX giving quite a bit back. MITO is a very choppy play. Right, it's a very, very choppy, all over the place play. So once we get that clean confirmation break over our highs, right, and that high right now is going to be 245, we could definitely see that leg up to 287 there on MITO. But LEDS is where my focus is right now. I just wanted to do a quick little scan, make sure we weren't missing anything. There's a quick little pop to 875. And traders are respecting that. So let's see what happens here. Are we going to get that break on up? Are we going to get another little pullback for a possible entry? Make a couple dollars here. So right now I'm not in. I do not want to try and short off 875 because once that breaks, I expect to see a shit ton of volume move in here over on LEDS. But right now, just kind of sitting back and relaxing, guys. Possible reversal on NMRD. So you have a possible reversal on MNRD if we can break back above 1160. Right, so trying to put in a little double bottom, but we have to confirm the higher high first, which is going to be a candle closure above that 1065. Call it 1065 is where you want to see the candle close above. If we can see this reverse, back up towards around $13 there on NMRD. So right there was your break clean over that 875. So I'm going to trade the breakout strategy, guys, right? Just waiting for the candle to close above that level of resistance. And let's see if we can pop over 9 here. High risk, high reward, right? This is a high risk, high reward play. And for that simple fact, I'm going to lock in $200 really quick there. Right now, I'm looking for base hits, guys. That's all I'm looking for is little base hits here and there. Get me out of the hole and slowly build up to my $1,000 target for the day. So again, went ahead and took a quick little $212 on that play. LEDS is a very volatile stock. It's a low float. The last thing I want to do is hold this right at $9 resistance and watch it dump on me and take an unnecessary loss. So I went ahead and locked it up right around 9. And I'm still looking for that 940 short here over on LEDS. So right now, it is just LEDS, guys. LEDS. Number one stock to watch. And right now, currently down 530. That's okay, though. I had 2 back-to-back greens, getting me out of the hole a little bit. One more solid trade. We can make some good profits here, guys. So right now, I don't see any reason to be a buyer here right off this $9 resistance. Let's wait. Again, I'm looking for the short at 940 to 950. Again, we just want to find those A+ setups. And right now, this is just not an A+. This could double top and come crashing back down. It could break. We don't know right now. It's a very low flow stock. It's a very volatile stock. This thing moves very, very quick. I mean, $1 in the matter of seconds. I mean, this pump here was about 75 cents in that 1 minute candle. Here was about $1. So again, this is a very volatile stock. Last thing you want to do is take 1,000, 2,000 shares at the wrong time and get caught up in a dump and lose 1,000 to 2,000 bucks. Right now, I am not long on LEDS. I'm still sitting back and relaxing and just waiting for my A+ setup. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lock in another little $70 scalp there. I didn't see the big aggressive dump, and I wasn't going to get caught up in the squeeze, possibly the 10. So I was short there at 940, and I covered at 930, and I didn't see an aggressive, a lot of selling pressure right away. So that's why I went ahead and locked in profits off the 940 short. Again, very small trade, but I did not want to get caught up in this. We came up to 940. I wanted to see it back down very, very quickly, almost immediately. And the fact that we did not see that, I went ahead and locked in the little bit of profit that I had. So right now, $10 natural resistance coming on up. Right now, halt area on this play, limit up, limit down is 996. So if we hold 996, we will most likely get halted here. We do not want to be taking a short at this halt area of 996. Right now, it is holding. So we may be getting halted right now. Nope, it's backing on down a little bit. Did we change limit up, limit down? It's over 10 now. So limit up, limit down is 10.12 here on LEDS. Right now, bounce play back down towards around 940, that previous high. Right around that 939 to 940 is going to be the best opportunity for a possible little bounce play to nail a scalp. Again, right around that 940 mark. Come on, baby. Come on down to like 930, 940. Let's get a nice little bounce for a nice little 50-cent pop back up to 10. Come on, LEDS. Give us something here, baby. Give me a two-legged pullback. Decreased volume, 930, 940. So again, what I'm looking for here on LEDS is that 930 to 940 bounce for that possible leg back up. And right there was the bounce right around 945. I did not get filled on my limit order. That was the bounce. That was the trade. I was 5 cents away. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that order out real quick. That was the $400 to $500 wiener right there. So right now, I'm still sitting back, being patient. Again, I didn't get my trade. I'm not going to chase this at 980 when support's 40 cents away. Could it break and run? Absolutely, but it's not worth the risk. So right now, looking for a possible break over 10. Now, if LEDS breaks over 10, where's this thing going? Well, boom. We're going to have that spiking high at 1050. We're going to have some of that resistance up towards around 1116. I mean, this stock really could start taking on off, possibly get up towards around 14 bucks over on LEDS. This one has a lot of hype. This one has a lot of momentum to the upside. And I'm very, very, not upset, but I'm a little, nothing. Nah, I just wanted my entry at 940. I wanted my 940 entry. It came down to 945. Right now, halt area is at 1069 on LEDS, guys. We may be getting halted here right at this 1069. I'm punching myself in the face right now that I did not get my my 940 entry. Oh, no halt. We actually backed off that level. Let's see if it's going to try and push back up. Halt area now is going to be 1084. So that is the new halt area here on LEDS, is going to be that 1084. 1085. Here we go. Is it going to get halted again? Every time it looks like it's going to get halted, it backs on down. $11.16 is our next target, but halt area right now is at 11 now. So it keeps shifting on to the upside. So every new minute candle, we re-get a new halt area, right? It's a percentage. It's 5% over the last 5 minutes. If it exceeds that band, that 5% average over that 5-minute period, that's what triggers a halt. So right now it's at 1101 is our limit up, limit down. Right around 11 bucks here on LEDS is our halt area. And I'm still looking for a possible short. I have not pulled the trigger yet because, again, there's a lot of momentum to the upside, but I do think we'll have a nice pullback down towards around 10 bucks. But again, I do not like trading against the trend, trading against momentum. So with that being said, I need to see a proper setup for the short, or I'm looking for that $10 bounce for the possible leg on up. Because this one could easily go, boom, $12, right? I'm not going to put myself in position to lose. I'm okay with losing, but I'm not going to put myself in a position to take an unnecessary loss here. Right now, limit up, limit down is now 1126. Boom. Right to that whole area. 1126. And we're stacking. We're stacking right now. 1126 on the bid. 3, 2, 1. And are we going to stay and halt? No, we're not. We're going to keep going. Halt area changed again. 1148. 1148. My goodness. Hopefully someone got that bounce. Hopefully someone got a fill on that. Halt area now is 1148. My goodness. I missed it by 5 cents. That would have been a rocking trade right there. And we're halted. All right. Now we finally got the halt here on LEDS. Yeah, everybody's laughing. Like, dude, you missed it by 5 cents. Yeah, my limit order never got filled. Down at my my 940 level. Right now, we got about a 5-minute halt on LEDS. Let's see if we get a nice setup out of the halt, guys. And I do have to step out of the office early today. I have a meeting that I have to attend at 12. All right. So who's making money, guys? Who in chat happened to nail one of those amazing trades on LEDS? Please tell me someone was able to grab that 940 entry. Well, 940 something, 940s. Yours was 939. Hey, we had the right idea. That was the best area, right? That was the best area for the entry, right? I knew 939, 940. That's why I put limit orders in and nothing. Nothing. But it's all good, baby. We'll find another setup. Right? LEDS is absolutely on fire today. LEDS is on fire. So right now we were halted at 936.18. We're looking at 941.18. So we got about 2 minutes left here over on LEDS. Right now I have bids at $11.48, $12. We actually may see a nice gap up, right? We do have that $12 resistance. Right now, 1148 halt area. Now, if we crack below that, we'll definitely, I'm not definitely, because you can't predict everything, but we should definitely see a bounce off that previous little high here, right around 10 bucks. So if we ever get rejected, we start pulling back, I'm looking definitely for a $10 bounce on this play. However, if we get a solid gap up and the washout to the halt area, I would be looking to play this for the possible halt strategy or an LEDS. Yeah, MITO was just not a fun play. MITO was a decent one, but again, never getting that break on up. So again, I was able to lock in a couple dollars there. I'm still down on the day as well. I'm currently down about 454. Red days are inevitable. It's just keeping those red days small in comparison to all your green days, right? So right now, even if I close the day down 454, I'm still up $2,500 on the week, and that's just absolutely amazing. And that's just awesome. I'm going to hit my goal. But right now, the day's not over yet, right? The day's not over. Transitioning from 3 reds in a row. Now I got 2 green trades in a row. Let's go for number 3, baby. So right now, we will be live in 5 seconds. LEDS, I have bids at 1180, 12. Again, halt area was 1148. Oof. That's nasty. See if we get a $10 bounce. Where's limit up, limit down to the downside? LULD is right at $10 to the penny. So do I really want to take a bounce play at 10? Not unless that goes a little bit lower on that halt level. So right now, limit up, limit down on LEDS is right at $10. So with that being said, I will not take a $10 bounce because I do not want to get stuck in a halt to the downside unless we can shift down below. Now limit up, limit down is at 988. So I would be okay with the a bounce at 10. Now being that the limit up, limit down halt level is down at 988. So let's see if we get that here on the LEDS. I want to see a big crack, a big dump right down the 10. See buyers ready to go and get a nice little bounce. But again, LEDS has a lot of momentum. We may not get a full dollar pullback here down towards around 10 bucks. So right now, I am sitting on the sidelines with LEDS. Quick little new high a day there on LEDS. It's very tempting to short. Very tempting to short because we need a big pullback. But again, there's a lot of buying pressure, so I'm not going to put myself in a position to get squeezed out of this one. But it is very tempting to short this play for the big time dump because I expect to see a nice big dump coming up soon. It's a low float stock, guys. It's a 2 million float stock. We have yet to see a big pullback. So the big pullback is coming. Halt area is 1273. All right, let's be real. Who's in LEDS right now? Oh, ooh, that was gross. There was the big nasty dump. Say, who right now is in LEDS? And if so, what price did you guys get in at? Ooh, rug pull. Getting gross over here. Blech. Limit up, limit down on this play right now is all the way back down at 1055. Yeah, I am not in either. Not in. Missed the one trade and I haven't seen one since. So right now, I mean, it has been respecting the 9 EMA off the last 1, 2, 3, 4 points. And we are right back down at that 1148 halt area. So that could be a level that holds, but it is It is risky. So if I were to take this trade, I am going to have to go with very small size here, you know, just so I don't put myself in a bad losing position. We got about 30 seconds left on this candle, and it was very tempting to pull the trigger at 11.50, but I'm going to wait for this candle to close on out. I'm going to do the smart thing and wait for this candle to close. Make sure it's not going to do that. Let's see if I can pop back above and hold 11.50 here on this candle. If so, we might see the next one open and start to really push to the upside. But right now, it's still trying to hold that 9. But that 9's not enough validation for me to take a trade. Just because it's at the 9 EMA, it's not enough for me. I need to have at least 2 separate reasons to take a trade, not just one. And that's just one. So I'm not taking that trade off the 9. Halt area now, 10.55 still. Right now, halt to the downside is going to be 10.55. So I'm looking for that possible bounce off that last big red candle there at like 10.65. I'd be risking under 10.50. See if we get a bounce to the penny on that play and start to see this thing squeeze back to the upside here over on LEDS. Whole area now is still at 10.55 over on LEDS. So still waiting for the next 1 minute candle to make a new high. This could be a nice little doji right here off support. You know, we could possibly make some entries. No. Not yet. Still waiting, guys. Still waiting. I do think this one could definitely start pushing back up here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this position, guys. I do think we could see this nice little reversal. There's a lot of momentum on this play. That is the only reason why I am in right now, just because there's a lot of momentum behind this play. So LEDS, guys, this is a challenging one. After that initial move, we've had a lot of challenging setups. So right now, we had another candle close, right? We had a nice little green candle at the bottom, right near support. I was taking my entries at the next candle to make a new high for the possible leg up. Again, just based on the fact that this has a lot of strong momentum to the upside. And unfortunately, I did take a little bit of a loss there. Right now, I do think this is going to squeeze back up over a high a day. About 20 seconds left on this candle. Let's see if we have a nice solid close here on LEDS. Right now, it's about 50-50. It's a high-risk, high-reward play. So just understand that. LEDS right now is a high-risk, high-reward play. Could it dump to 10? Absolutely. Could it pop all the way to 13? It could. So again, high-risk, high-reward right now on LEDS. We want to see this candle start going. We do not want to see it give anything back. We want to see a nice big push here and get that momentum back into this play. So every time it tries to go 11.25, it's getting slammed back down into the low 11s. Let's see. I'll give it a few more seconds here. Here we go. Hold on up. Do not come back down into the low 11s. If so, it'll probably dump, and I'm walking away. Right now, I'm currently up a little bit. My cost basis is 11.02. So let's do this. Let's go stop 11.02. And let's put that hard stop in the system, and let's see if this thing can actually hold on up and get some nice action to the upside. So right now I'm in a risk-free trade, and I'm looking for the big-time move on LEDS for a nice move all the way back up towards around $12.74 to retest those highs. Right now, hard stop is in the system right at 11.02, and I'm going to try and let this thing ride for about another $1 of profit to the upside. So let's see if LEDS is going to get that big move. A lot of momentum to the upside. Let's see if LEDS can get it. I'm okay with putting my stops at risk-free. So if I get stopped out, I am break even. I am okay with that. If I can get my another $1 of profit here, let's go. I'll be in the green for the day. I'm holding LEDS, baby. I think LEDS has got a lot of great opportunity, a lot of great potential. Let's go. Push over 12 bucks, baby. Let's go. I'm locking in a little bit here at 12. I did just lock in half my position right at $12, guys. Being smart here. I know I want the big time move, but again, it's a low float stock. Anything can happen. I'm locking in a little bit of profit right there at 12 bucks. I was able to lock in about 300 right now. Do not want to see it back below 1150, guys. So let's see if we can hold 1150 and get that next leg up. Right now, I'm still up about $230. Right now, it's still about 50-50. Nice little healthy pullback. Doesn't seem like sellers are in control. Buyers are still trying to hold this stock up. We actually could see that $12 break and push into a new high here on LEDS. So be ready just in case it dips below 1150, guys. You need to head and go, and I would most likely cut below 1150 because we'll probably see this come on back down into the $11 area, maybe even 1065 next. We want to go ahead and break 12 here, guys. We want to go ahead and break 12 bucks here. Come on, baby. Can you do it? Don't back down. Don't back down. Break $12. I'm locking in a little bit more profit just because I'm still up about $200. I want to lock in a little bit more, try and get as close to break even as possible. I'm still holding 150 here. Not a lot, but if I get that next dollar move, I could be able to lock in another, maybe $100 or so on this play. So I'm risking right now 25 cents. My stops are under 1150 on my last 150 shares. And right now, I think we're going to come crashing back down. I really do think we're coming down, so I'm out. Wow, what good timing. Good timing. I got to fill it 1150 to the penny. Wasn't liking the price action. I think we're coming back down a little bit more. I can look for a better entry here over on LEDS. Right now, if we get a clean break right over that level of resistance at 1204 and we can hold that level, we could easily see this back up at high a day. So right now we have yet got it, but it's fighting for that 12. There it goes. Let's see if it's going to hold on up. Right now, sellers are still keeping it down. We do not want to get in on this breakout if it's not actually going to close above our 1204 level here. So squeezing all the way up. Oh, man. LEDS has got some strength to it today, guys. And a new high a day. All area right now is going to be 1306 LEDS. Yeah, 1304. But what's one thing that I noticed? The trend on halts, right? It goes into a halt level and it dumps right after. So it's like the stock's not getting halted and it pulls back aggressively once it looks like it's going to get halted. So if we see that again and I can short it, I may look to do that for that dump. But right now, we're still looking good here on LEDS. Right? Support's off the previous high, right around that 1250 mark. This thing is moving quick. Where's our halt now? 1344. $13.45. Let's see if we can get that attempt to halt, but then we get a nice aggressive pullback here. So I'm starting to notice that trend over the last couple attempts that LEDS almost got halted, that it backed down quick and we had that nice little dump. Whoop. Right now, still sitting back. Halt area is, man, it moving so quick. I can't even look at the halt area. 1384 now, Jesus. 1362 actually. So right now we're support, previous high, $12.48, $12.50 right off that previous level of resistance where we got our clean breakout. So right now support's at $12.50, resistance is going to be up at $14 next here on LEDS. Right now we got about 20 seconds left on this candle. Yes, so now we're setting intraday support levels. And if we can line that level up with a level of past chart support resistance, absolutely. If we can set that level up with past chart and it lines up, absolutely, guys. We can do that. It just validates that level of support even more. So I took the bounce play off 1250. I got to fill at 1261. Looking for the next leg up here, guys. Looking for a break back over 13. Stops are at 1250 now. Stops are underneath this low. Looking for the next leg up here on LEDS. I'm up about 25 cents a share right now. 30 cents a share. 40 cents a share. 50 cents a share. I'm locking it in. I'm locking it in. Oh! Going from down $1,200 back to break even on the day. I like it. Challenge accepted, baby. Let's go. Man, I love a good challenge. Being down, coming back, breaking even. Now it's nothing but green from here on out. So I'm okay with a break even day. Let's go. I'm okay with breaking even. So right now, I'm cool with that. If I walk away negative $2, count me in. I'm okay. But obviously I don't want to break even, right? I want to make some money. So, where can we get a nice little $1,000 trade at, guys? Right now, we're losing a little bit of momentum, right? We can see we're starting to lose a little bit of momentum. We may actually start cracking and working our way back down towards around guys. Right here, breakout area, right around 12 bucks. If we come even lower, I'm buying the bounce again at 12. I'm buying the dips. I'm looking for these bounce plays. Bounce, right? Come on down aggressively. Bounce. I love bounce plays. Right now, limit up, limit down on LEDS is all the way at 14. No, I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. 1161. All right. So this is a safe level for that possible bounce play here on LEDS, back down towards around 1203. So if we come down, I am looking to buy the bounce off 12. Right now, it kind of looks like it's flagging, right? You can kind of see this consolidation above the 9 EMA. With all this momentum, this actually may go ahead and squeeze back over 13, but it's a risky play because support is at 12. Right? So you're right in that uncertainty zone, right? It's trying to hold the previous high, but that was one time. One time we hit that high. Look how many times we hit 12. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Right? Right at $12. I was late to the party on the bounce. I went ahead and took a quick, woo, $20. I'm in the green now. I was a little late to the party there. I got a fill at like 10:15, and I went ahead and took it real quick because I understood that I was a little bit late to the bounce. But there was your $12 bounce, guys. Nice little 30 cents of profit. It did push up into the 1230s. So now we're just looking at these little aggressive bounce plays, right? Big dumps, bounce play. Big dump, bounce play. Right now, where's the next best area for a bounce? Probably back down towards around $11. But here's one thing that we have to look at is we have a slight uptrend right here. Right? We have a slight uptrend with prior support resistance. So let's see if this is going to hold on up. Right now, it is starting to look a little weak. And we should have seen this coming, guys. Right? Looking at this in hindsight, I missed it. I'm going to be honest with you. I missed that. Why was that a good short? All right, look at that divergence on the RSI. Look at that divergence, right? That was a great indication for a short, and I missed it. But it's all good, guys. Again, a little tip for you. When the stock is making higher highs, we got RSI at the same point, making lower highs. That is a signal of weakness. That is divergence, right? And we saw that here. RSI making a lower high, but price making higher highs. That could have been a good signal for a possible short, especially when we had this confirmation here at 1236, making a lower low off of these lower highs. So that could have been a great entry for a short, and unfortunately, I missed that. So again, we have divergence, all right? So when we're talking, we have bullish divergence, we have bearish divergence. I like to keep it simple and just classify it as divergence. So I'm going to explain this real quick. Again, we're using the RSI, all right? So when we see the stock making higher highs, typically we want to see that RSI following suit, right? We want to see the strength following suit with price. So what we see here is the price is making higher highs, but look at that RSI at the same point. Right here, we're going to go right down. Look at this point compared to the high. We can see here that we have some divergence here on the RSI. This is showing internal weakness, right? The stock is moving higher, but the relative strength index is actually showing that we're starting to come down. We're actually starting the downtrend, making these lower highs. So that was a great indication of negative divergence. Now, how do you take the short? Right? You're probably asking, okay, so I see the divergence, but am I going to try and nail the top? How do I make a short? Off the confirmation of a lower low. So again, what's the confirmation of a lower low? I'll show you. So we have a high, we have a higher low. This low right here has not yet been confirmed, right? This low's been confirmed, but this low has yet. When is this low confirmed? Once we put in a higher high. So right here we have a high, a higher low. That higher low right there was confirmed. We put in a high right here at 1344. So if you're like, all right, I see that divergence, Josh, right? I see the divergence. When do I get in? You got to wait for a lower low confirmation. So that's the complete opposite of the higher low, waiting for the higher high. You're looking for a lower low. So right here, we get a pullback. Here's a low, right? We established, we bounced here off the low. Here's your lower highs. Look at all those lower highs right here, right? So the stock's putting in lower highs. You have a low. The next candle to close below the last low is confirmed at a lower low. So your confirmation of your lower low was right there, which would have made that a great entry for a short, and that's exactly why you saw this dump on off. So again, from first, seeing that divergence, you've identified that you have a little bit of bearish divergence. Price is making higher highs, RSI is making lower highs. We start to see all these lower highs right here. Each candle is making a lower high. We've established a low point, and we got confirmation right here that we could have taken this short to the downside. Again, there was a lot going on with this play. There was a lot going on. I did not notice that. I did not see that. But again, how many times do we notice these? How many times do we see these and take these trades and absolutely bank? You know what? We missed it this time. It's all good. Let's wait for the next best setup here on LEDS. So we were halted down at 11:02. We're looking at 11:07.52. All right, so we have about a minute 30 left here over on LEDS. Where could we see this bounce? We could definitely see this bounce down towards around 1065. Where's a good level to take profit? Well, if I get the right tool out, it's the same thing as the halt, right? Halt to the upside. What are we looking for? A gap up and the stock to pull back and bounce off the halt area, right? Same thing when a stock is halted to the downside. We're looking for a gap down and for a rejection off the halt area for the continuation to the downside. So if I'm looking to buy the bounce off support at 1065, where do I want to sell? The halt area. And then what do I probably want to do? I may want to flip short and take that for the next leg down. So if I can grab a long, cover it, flip short, next leg down, I can have two trades back to back, and that's a solid approach for trading this here on LEDS. So let's see if we get that, and let's see if I can nail both of these trades back to back and make some money here, guys. So again, I want to see a gap down. I want to see it really tag 1065 first, then push, flip short, next leg down. So right now, let's see. Right now we got bids at 11:12. So we are appearing to gap down. We have support at 1065. We will be live at 11:07.52. We have 10 seconds until we are live on LEDS. Right now, bids are at 11:36. So let's see. Gap down. Push to the halt area. Short. Looking for the wash. Looking for it to flush down below. Come on. Come down below 11. Come down below 11. Come down below 11. Come down below 11. There we go. Whoa! That's what I'm talking about. I never got the bounce, but I grabbed the short. I was able to lock in a quick $200 on that short. So again, same thing to the flip side. And we're talking halts to the upside. We want to see the gap up and the pullback to the halt area. All right, quick little lesson before I have to head out of here, guys. So when the stock is grinding to the upside and it's halted, right? This is the halt area. Let's go ahead and actually make that a different color. We'll say the halt area was right here. Let's say it got halted right there, all right? What do we want to see? We want to see the stock gap up, pull back to the halt area, and then bounce. And our goal is to see it get into another halt, right? So again, the halt strategy. Stock's halted. We see the gap up. We see a quick pullback to the halt area. Traders respect that level as a bounce level, as a support level. And we could see that next move higher, possibly into another halt. But we're taking profit along the way. So when the stock is falling, right, and it's halted, same approach, right? Same approach. We want to see a gap down, a push into that halt area, and then see it continue to the downside. So the halt strategy works for halts to the upside and then works for halts to the downside. So why was I nailing that trade off the halt area? Because again, traders respect that. Traders love going long off the retest to the upside and going short off the retest to the downside. So that is exactly why I nailed the short at 11:30. I was filled at 11:31. I covered at 10.93. So I was able to lock in a quick $200. So now I'm in the green. Actually, let's be real with you guys. I've traded 60,000 shares today times 0.0035. I'm break even on the day after commissions and fees. Again, I'm not misleading. I will be completely transparent with everybody. Oh, you're up 250. Great job. No, I'm not. I'm not walking away with 250. I got to pay light speed for all the fucking shares I've traded today. Thanks to MITO on my 20,000 share position that didn't really do too much for me. So again, I am actually break even. So now, whatever I make after this will be money that I walk away with, right? Because I'm not trading aggressive size anymore. I'm trading like 500 to 1,000 shares. I'm paying $7 round trip on my current trades. $7 round trip. The only trade they got me was my large size on MITO this morning with doing 20,000 shares round trip. That's what really added up to that $200 in commissions and fees. So right now, I'm just sitting back and watching. That's all I'm doing, guys. Sitting back and watching. So you guys understand why I took the short, right? Does that make sense when we're talking halts, the way traders respect the halt areas? Does that all make sense to you guys? Why I was taking that short off the halt area to the downside. Right now, next balanced area is $10 here on LEDS. Next bounce, $10. Halt area is $9.99. $9.99. So if we come down to 10, we'll have a halt area somewhere right below that level. So we want to see that bounce off that previous high here for the leg up, possibly back to around 1065. So we can bank probably 30 to 50 cents out of that play if it cracks, if it comes on down. But if we close above 1050, we'll probably see the next leg up here on LEDS. So right now it's about 50-50. No, that entry's done. We've already bounced on 1065. We've already bounced, right? We already bounced 60 cents. That trade's done. When we're looking at those bounce plays, we're looking at them on the first bounce. If we come back down to 1065, it gets a little 50-50, right? Is it going to bounce again, right? From my experience, that was the bounce. Boom. Right? We do not want to take it again within this period of time. Right? If it comes back down, we'll probably see it crack. So where's the bounce area? Next area of prior resistance that could hold up as support. Right around that $9.98, $10 area. If it does crack below 1065. Exactly. You could start to see a little bit of a head and shoulders formation, right? So keep that on watch. You got your neckline at 1065. So right now, we're still seeing traders respecting that level as resistance. So as long as it stays below 1140, it's a good short. If we're above 1140, 1150, it's a good long back up towards around $12.40 here on LEDS. So again, you have 1065 light support. You have resistance at 1140. A break and close over 1140. Watch for a push back up to $12.40 for about $1 per share of potential profit if we get that confirmation. So what are you confused about, Wes? Let's go ahead and break it down. I want to make sure that we get some clarity on this topic to where you're like, all right, we're good. I got this. Correct. Right. When you said so, 1065 entries, the price was already at 1120. The entry had already taken place. So yes, if you would have made that entry on that candle right here at 1111, that was the 1065 entry. But at that point in time, the price was right around $11.17. If we would have came up and rejected off 1130 and came back down to 1160, I wouldn't take that trade because we were coming off a lower high back down into support. What do we know when the stock has lower highs with flat supports? Like that bouncy ball. Eventually it will crack. So could it bounce again? It could, but it becomes a little bit riskier because we've already seen that bounce a couple times, and that bounce would have been happening off of a lower high. All right, so we can see here, this first bounce right there was off of a higher high, right? So we have this high, we bounced. Higher high, we bounced. If we had a higher high, we could actually see it come back down and bounce, right? We could see that. It's unlikely, but that's okay. As long as the stock's making higher highs and we hit that level of support, that creates a little bit less risk on those bounces, right? You have better odds. But when the stocks already came off a higher high and bounced, if this would have done this and came back down, that gets risky for a second attempt because you're coming off of a lower high, right? You have more sellers in control. It's downtrending. So you got to think that basketball effect. Because what you could see is the bounce, right? It could bounce again, but eventually it's going to kind of just sit there and eventually crack, right? So again, it's just a little bit riskier on those coming off of lower highs. So hopefully that sheds some clarity on why this was a good bounce coming off a high. This was a good bounce coming off a high. The fact that this bounce may have occurred off a lower high just makes it a little bit riskier to go ahead and take that trade. Exactly, the basketball play. Absolutely. Let's see how this is actually going to play on out. Right now, we're kind of seeing that we're bouncing, right? We're losing momentum to the upside. Sellers are in control. Buyers try and come in and push it up. Sellers move on in, right? If we keep seeing these lower highs, like that little bouncy ball lesson we had last week, that could make for a good short down towards around $10. If we put in this higher low with a higher high, we could see the reversal. I know it can be a little much, right? Because you're like, well, didn't you just say it was a short, Josh? You literally just said we're off lower highs. It could be a short. However, this could hold this higher low. And if we get a confirmation break with a higher high, we could see it grind back higher. So that's why we just have to wait for those confirmations to go ahead and get our entries. Because right now, it could do a higher low and push to the upside. We have yet confirmed a crack for that possible short. So right now, let's see what happens. If LEDS closes above 1175 and we confirm a higher high here, right? That will be a valid higher low, and we'll probably see this grind back up into the $13 area. Right now, it's like 50-50. Right now, we still have more bearish momentum, right? We still have lower highs. So if we continue to build lower highs with that flat bottom support, that is a bearish signal, okay? But if we confirm the higher high, that confirms a reversal, and we could see it definitely move back up. So right now, it's one or the other. We got to wait for a higher high, possibly go long, or we wait to see a confirmation of a lower high with some selling pressure to indicate, hey, we're looking like we're going to crack that 1065 support. So does that make sense, my man? Right on. Oh shit, we're still live on YouTube. I forgot. Oh, you guys got a nice little sneak peek. I completely spaced. So again, everybody on YouTube, welcome to the community. Welcome to chat. All right. So every day providing commentary, education, and analysis behind everything, making sure we're working with our members one-on-one. Again, if there's any confusion, any uncertainty, I will take time out of my day to break it down, right? I'm going to take time away from my trading and profit to make sure our members are always being taken care of, your questions are being answered, and to make sure you always understand what we're talking about, right? And this is how you're going to learn the best, getting real-time answers, real-time help, and this is going to help you excel in your trading career. So if you guys enjoy what we do, the value, the content, the help, the education, all of those, as Matt would say, value bombs, give us a try. Look us up. Go over to alphadaytrading.com. At least do a week pass. Check us out. See if you like it. And we look forward to working with you. And we look forward to having you a part of the team. So until then, guys, happy and safe trading. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. And I will see you back here bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.